Yeah, reaching my generation. Wow. Over these 808s, ayy. Eating these instrumentals, wow. Like I won't save a plate, ayy. Feels like it's midnight in Miami. Wow. Vibing like it's midnight in Miami. Yeah, reaching my
Ladies!
Shit, that was intense. Nobody was ready for that. I was like, okay, all right, I'm up.
Ladies! Gentlemen!
Nice.
How the fuck you doing today? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. We're slowly trying to recover the pieces of our broken hearts from the news that we broke out last time that we were here. And the timing was fucking crazy with that. Because as soon as we hit record, we got the news.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. And we didn't believe it at first, and then...
No, we didn't believe it. We did not believe it. So we're still kind of in awe. But we're trying to, truck forward, because that's that Mamba mentality, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the glorious ill-logicz.
What it is, yo? What it is.
The ever so talented Aly Da Alien.
What's up, dude?
And ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed with the presence of the present that is the presence of Rayvyn. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Rayvyn in the motherfucking house. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad.
What up, y'all?
The fact that made sense was funny.
Good morning.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was I was improvising for poetic. I was like, I really hope it makes sense.
Yeah, that freestyle was dope. I'm not gonna lie.
I tried. Well, speaking of freestyles, we're gonna have a freestyle down the road today. Are we not?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Damn right.
Rayvyn, I'm digging the hoodie.
Thank you.
I'm digging the look.
Thank you, sir.
What's new, brother? What's new?
A lot of things are simultaneously going on, really. So I'm working on getting my own brand of clothing going. Working on getting the logos edited and stuff of that nature.
Okay,
I also want to extend a little more of my music catalog, and just be overly prepared for the war instead of just going in there without the ammo, which is a mistake that a lot of young artists, myself included, we kind of make and we learn along the way.
I like the war analogy. I just watched 1917, so
nice.
Gassed,
yeah. For our listeners who may not be familiar with your sound, your music, your style, tell us a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit about your catalog, your vibe, tell us about you.
All right. Well, so if we're gonna go about me, so I started taking music seriously back in like the beginning of 2017. And funny enough, the very first studio that I came to record in was in this studio, in Asylum Studio. Shout out ill-logicz.
So,
I really started getting the basics of like learning everything that had to do with music. It wasn't just, you fucking write a song and that's it. No, you gotta engineer it, you gotta mix it, you gotta master it, you have to make sure it's prepared, put it in a format where it's a product, get the product prepared and, ship it out. So from my point of view, my music, I really had to ship shape it, if you will, kind of like a chameleon where you get influenced by these different sounds and you make it your own. And I feel like I have something that, everybody, any type of person could enjoy, really.
When you talk about being influenced by different sounds, talk to me about some of your biggest influences in music and rap. I mean, it doesn't really, I know you predominantly do rap, but it doesn't, really have to stick to rap. If you were a big Adele fan, you're a big Adele fan.
Right,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? I ain't gonna shit on that, baby.
That's a fact.
Come on.
That's a fact. Well, I mean, rap-wise, biggest influences would be Eminem, Rakim, Biggie, little bit of Tupac, Big Pun definitely, a little bit of Logic in there too. For a really good portion, Logic was a big influence. And life is so crazy because at that time, I had came to this studio, and when I meet ill-logicz, I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of like, for me it was connecting the fucking dots. I'm in the right place. I'm in the, kind of like how people believe in angelic numbers. Yeah. I see like a 444 or like
numerology, boy.
Right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
talked about numerology.
Right?
Before,
It's very real. It's very real. Even and and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Even with this whole Kobe situation, the numerology is just crazy though. You know, you got your 8-second violation, your 24-second shot clock, and it's like, yo, there's all of this just kind of making sense. You know what I mean?
The one thing I saw as far as that is that if you add up the year that Kobe Bryant was born and died, and add up the year that that Kobe Bryant's daughter was born and died, it gives you 8024, which is his numbers.
That's crazy. I'll do you one better. On his last game, at the ending of the quarter, they subbed him out after the free throws. Guess how much time there was in the fourth quarter?
How much?
4.1 seconds. The age he died.
Damn.
41 years old. So, like, I don't know. Well, anyways, about the numerology, it just kind of made sense. And I take little things, little symbols like that, kind of like a sign from God, like, you know, you're going in the right direction. And, you know, I had been sticking through with the music for a while. I left to go to New York. My main mission to go to New York for was just to sign a deal, to be a part of something that was just bigger than myself, but that kind of had the same vision, you know, and that vision was, you know, to help others, to save lives, to help a man become better, a woman become better, be more family oriented, take lessons, you know, to the face, and, you know, face them at the end of the day.
I respect the nitty gritty want and desire to go out and, you know, get what you want. And it's very, I guess, prevalent in New York. That 24-hour get it mentality.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to New York and just chill at a subway station for a whole day and be inspired. You know,
that's a fact.
And I had a similar situation like you, kind of just like leaving everything. It's like, fuck it, I need to do it. I need to do this now. So tell me about your experience in New York. How was that when you got there?
I mean, it's shit. It was pretty dope, and at the same time, I learned a lot about life, you know, throughout just being out there for 1 year. You know, like me coming from here, from Miami. I mean, I was born in Puerto Rico, then came here at 3 years old, but me living here in Miami versus going to live in New York for a year, you see the big, like, culture shock. You see the big change. Everything that you've seen in movies, everything that you've heard in hip hop, everything is real. You know what I mean? It's no longer something you see on TV anymore. It's no longer something you hear on the radio anymore. You know?
What were some of the biggest culture shocks when you got there?
My biggest by far was the very first video that I shot, the deep cover freestyle. Shout out Vaughn, shout out Show Off, NYC, you know, shout out the videographers. Like, they really did their fucking thing. So I went to BX, right? And in the Bronx, there's this wall art mural of Big Pun. And, you know, being that he did a freestyle on the deep cover beat with Fat Joe, I was like, you know what? Not only will this represent my Puerto Rican culture, but it'll also pay homage to one of the legends that killed the beat.
Yeah.
Even in the beginning of the song, I pay homage to Big Pun, talking about that in the middle of little did we know we riddled some middleman who didn't do diddly, and I just run off
I
that.
remember, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember that.
So the biggest culture shock for me was then, because in BX there's a lot of love, there's a lot of hate, just like anywhere else, but it's like New York is on fucking steroids with that shit, man. Like they got no filter for it. Like they don't give a fuck. They're gonna let you know if they don't like you, they don't like you, and if you cool, they gonna let you be. You know what I mean? You can't bother somebody that isn't bothering you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like I was sticking out like a sore thumb, bro, because I had a long board. I'm with the videographers. We're filming in the middle of the street. NBX, fucking traffic is going on. You know, you see the fucking thugs. You see the bodegas. For me, I was like, damn. All right, I'm here now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm really here. This isn't a fucking movie anymore. I'm living in it.
Yeah.
So it definitely, from then on out, it definitely kept me keeping New York's culture into consideration, and, you know, kind of not stepping on anybody's toes, but not letting anybody stepping on mine either. You know what I mean?
Did you get a chance to perform out there?
Yes.
So what would you say are some of the biggest differences in performing and in the audiences from New York and
I don't know. So And it's funny because I went to go see Coil Ray perform out here, and I saw the difference in the audience. You know, people are kind of like, I don't know, shy or awkward with each other when they want to show love out here. Versus over there, they will let you know like straight in your face. If you're good, they're gonna clap it up. You know what I mean? They're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
And if you're not, they're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Rotten Tomatoes type of vibe. like they're gonna let you know like, I'm not feeling this cat, and they'll just stay quiet. You'll just hear crickets type shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. It's Nick Grit out there, especially when like I feel like the hungriest of crowds are the showcase crowds out there in New York. Mm-hmm. You know, there was this open mic showcase that I joined. It was called The Movement. And when I went to the venue, you know, I had my shit already set up, already written. I had records done already before I even went to New York that I was like, all right, if I'm gonna spit something, I'm gonna spit this. You know what I mean? So when I went up there to spit, you know, everybody showed love. And it was a clear sign to me. I was like, all right, I got to keep this shit going. You know, everybody finishes their performances. Now the voting comes in, and I'm one of the top 3 that made it to the next round. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. I could take it a step further.
Hell yeah.
And it was all in that one night too. It wasn't like, okay, cool, come next weekend and you'll be ready for. No, fuck that. You got to be ready right then and there. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? And those are the hungriest fucking crowds.
World Cup style.
Exactly, type shit, right? Because people come in with their own entourage, with their own audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when they're coming in with their own audience and they see another artist that's actually doing good, when they show love, that kind of, at least for me, from my view, it kind of sets a fire into the artist that they came to see for.
Yeah.
To be like, look, my nigga, he got me clapping. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, he got me on my feet. He got me on my 10 toes listening. What you got? You know what I mean? And it's a friendly competition, like a hunger type of thing with everything out there in New York. Literally everything.
Do you feel as if everybody gives, everybody gives the time? What I notice here is that as soon as somebody's set is done, they crew leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, does everybody still give each other that set time and appreciation?
Depending on how your performance is and where you're standing at. You know what I mean? Like, as far as
like, is everybody willing to see everybody perform?
Yeah. If the performances are already like, all right, so you know when you go to a show, you expect to see a certain type of like rise, a climax, and then it come down. In a showcase, if they're not seeing no climax, or if the climax was their artist that they went to go see, they know it and they're gonna ride out after. You know what I'm saying? So they really read a room for what it is. So if the person that's after the artist they went to go see is shit, and then the person following them is shit too, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna buy my last drink and I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Also, the way of incentive out there in New York is a little similar out here, but they do it in a different way. You know what I mean? The incentive, food and drinks. You know what I mean?
Free food and drinks?
Not free food and drinks, but just food and drinks in general. I know out here in Miami, like, motherfuckers charge $2-3 for a bottle of water. You know what I mean?
Just like,
you know what I mean? Out there, you get a bottle of water for $1, and artists and performers, they get that shit for free because they need it. You know what I mean?
over there they sell single cigarettes on the street. You know, they got
exactly.
They got,
They
they sell single cigarettes out on the street, but I mean it's illegal. But fuck it, they don't give a shit.
Yep. Even in the bodegas, bro, you go to a fucking like if
They open the
I
package.
went to my
and
first
they just
bodega.
sell it, yeah.
No, this is my second one, but it was nice. The Win-Win bodega, it was like over there, the nigga was selling everything.
No way.
Whatever your imagination can go to, everything.
Yo,
That's beautiful.
And that's another thing. Like, everything is so close by. You know what I mean? Everybody out there in New York lives up and down, and what I mean by that is like they stack their floors on top of each other. We out here, we live with space. We got space between each building or between each house or whatever the deal may be. So out there, if they selling a plate of food for $10, like, fuck that. I'd rather spend those $10 on buying a whole bunch of snacks at the bodega and a cigarette and this and that, and the bodega's down the corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, like with everything they do out there, like their culture's just like hunger, competition, and it's friendly. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about Miami too, is that they don't really like to show love out here, especially, you know, when it comes to showcases and just because we've been to so many, so we see it all the time. And it's like it's crazy that, your own city won't back you up, you know. And I don't know if Miami's the only one that does that, because I haven't been and I haven't performed in like LA and stuff like that. But I heard LA is very, you know.
Yeah, no, they definitely show a lot of love. I've had my chance to perform out there only one time, and in that one time, it was a little bit of the esque of New York, except a lot more relaxed. But still the same concept. Like, if you're good, they're gonna show you love, and if you're not good, they're gonna let you know as well.
But I feel in LA it's such a dog-eat-dog mentality that if they go to support you, it's with the selfish mentality of like, okay, now when I have my performance, you got to come support me.
Well,
that's great though. It's like
great.
give and give. You know,
great.
It's not.
It's
really
cool.
But you also got to give without expecting anything in return, though.
But that you can't expect that shit from everybody. You know?
Oh,
what I
no,
mean?
of course
You can't expect
not.
that shit from everybody.
Especially
Like,
not
how
in
you gonna
Miami.
build? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, Cali and LA, they're gonna be like that, right?
Yeah.
But that's the one thing I could truly respect about New York is that they're not gonna sugarcoat shit. They're not gonna cover up shit. They're gonna let you know what their intentions are with going to see you or whatever the deal may be, and that's it. They're gonna go on about their day. They could go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
for real.
Out there in LA, you know, people seek for their own selfish purpose. Like, even if kind of the scenario that you guys were putting, where if I meet another artist and I speak with them and I network with them and I'm like, look, you know, check out my Instagram or whatever the deal may be, right? And they sit there to watch me perform. I do a great performance, and now that person's expecting me to stay. You know what I mean? I will stay if the performance is good.
Yeah.
Because I'm art of reciprocity,
You're a
bro.
fan.
Like, if you're good, I'm gonna let you know, and if you're not, I'm gonna let you know. But at least I'm gonna stay there to let you know, yo, you know, you need work on this. You need work on this. If you're asking my opinion, I'm gonna let you know. You know what I mean? But shit, like, the way I see it, I'm not gonna value my opinion over yours. At the end of the day, you think about you, whatever you want to think about you. You ask about my opinion, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like the Miami crowd out here probably is lacking, or is kind of like awkward about. Because when I went to go see that performance with Coi Leray, every opener that was out there, there's a lot of talent out here in Miami. There's a lot of fucking talent. So a lot of the openers, you know, some of those openers, the crowd, the way they were reacting with them was kind of like, okay, yeah, like, you cool, but I'm not here to see you. I'm here to see Coi Leray. And it's like, yo, it shouldn't ever be like that. Why? When did it come down to a point where we come to a society where it's like, the openers ain't shit. It's always about the main stage. What the fuck? Kevin Hart has comedy shows at stadiums, and all his openers are fucking fire as shit, and the crowd reacts with them the same way that they would react with Kevin Hart. But the reason for that being is because they've set a foundation where it's like, okay, if you respect me this much, respect my openers, respect my people as much, or show as much love to said openers. And I don't feel like the audience with Miami has a certain or as many foundations set up to show as much love. And what I mean by that is like, okay, so X has set his foundation. Everybody from that part of the culture of rap or music, period, anybody that's affiliated with X are gonna show love to, you know, hands down, because he set that foundation. So it's like, if you fuck with me, you fuck with my niggas.
So let me ask you, and let me ask Ill, how do you set a foundation or a base in such a saturated market, you know, a market where there's a lot of people in already,
oversaturated shit,
and and then one, and then two, a market, Miami, which is known to not show as much love or affection towards an artist until you've already kind of garnered a level of success.
You want to take this one?
Sure. It's
Take it away.
with faith in God. Now playing.
Hey, somebody, come on.
No, I mean, you know, you have to understand, there's billions of people in the world, so there's gonna be a market for everybody, even for trashy artists. And you know, unfortunately, we see it. But I mean, art is art. You know, and at the end of the day, like, it's all on your perspective and how you see it. But about staying true, you feel me? If you stay, you know, everybody's always talking about like thinking outside the box and all that. And I mean, I get it, but you know, sometimes you got to think within that box of your realm. You know what I'm saying? Like if you stick true to yourself and you do what's comfortable for you, it comes easy. I mean, or easier. It's never easy, but I'm talking about like creative aspect here. And you know, you just push your shit out there, connect it to the right people. I mean, you know, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. So it's just about, you know, creating your work to the best of your ability and try to get it to the right people. Aside from just promoting it and putting it out there and performing it locally, you also need to get word of mouth, and you got to get it to the right people, bro.
Yep.
What do you say? Go ahead.
Another thing I wanted to add on to that. Also, believe it or not, the most random person will show you love before your right hand man.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
like, and don't let that go. Like the most random person will show you love before your right hand man. Why? Because that person doesn't know you.
Maybe your music resonates with them.
Exactly. And on top of that, like first impressions are everything. So if their first impression with that random person was your music, and they already fuck with you, and they look at your Instagram, they see your content, your day-to-day content, and they're like, oh, damn, all right, this nigga's actually funny, or, you know, he connects and engages with his crowd, I'm gonna fuck with him, I'm gonna follow. You know what I mean? That's gonna happen hands down way before your right-hand man ever even shows you support, love, or whatever the deal may be. And the reason being is because, this is one of many, really, your right-hand man's gonna feel like, okay, well, I grew up in the same city, in the same town, in the same spot as this guy. Why is this guy so ahead and I'm not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that envy.
And it's ugly. It's really fucking ugly out here. There's a lot of people.
That envy, boy, it'll get you, boy.
Yep, that shit. It's just, there's a lot of people out here who feel, what's the word I'm looking for?
Entitled?
Entitled, yes. They feel so fucking entitled to what your hard work and your progress has brought to the table that they're like, yeah, I'm gonna just sit down with you because I'm your right hand man and I've grown up with you.
I'm me in the background in the picture.
Yeah. No. I'm here. You know. But,
a lot of it comes with like just a lack of respect that people have. I mean, and not even just artists with each other, but even just, you know, audience. And again, like, I mean, Miami, I love Miami to death. Like, this is a city that I don't ever picture myself moving out. You feel what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, God knows what the future holds. But you know, and I love the people of Miami, and so don't get me wrong in that, but it's a lack of respect, because again, when the audience goes out there and they're not showing you love, it's because they don't respect you to the point where it's like, oh, I gotta show. You know, when I went to New York and just seeing that respect that people had for each other, because they know how hard it is to even do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just even getting on the stage is like a sense of respect. Like, yo, bro, like, I know that you work a job, you feel me, you got bills to pay. We live in a fucking city with rats that are the size of fucking King Kong.
Niggas, the size of your foot.
Yo, I've seen rats box it out, and I'm just like, yeah, come on, I get his ass.
I got my money on that one.
I got 5 on left.
So, basketball shorts and all, you know?
Yeah.
You're walking around with a suitcase.
But I feel like that respect, they still have it stored, because I mean, New York is such a deep-rooted fucking foundation for shit like that. And on top of that, their lifestyle is very like close, bro. And what I mean by close is the city. Like, there's no fucking breathing room for anybody. You're gonna see everybody outside at every fucking hour of the day. You know what I mean? It's a city that never sleeps. With that being said, they don't have no time to really resonate on their thoughts and try to come up for an excuse to not go to your show when your show is a block away. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
And
we got words from Craig. What's happening?
Competition is different down here because it's more ran by promoters and not the artists.
Correct.
He said competition is different down here because it's more ran by promoters, not the artists.
That's
So do you feel like
Craig.
does it build more of a camaraderie, the fact that the artists will try to be like, hey, I listen to your stuff, or can you stick around and listen to mine, to at least have that conversation? Because what I noticed when, and y'all know him, Free Bison, he like takes a trip around the fucking club, talks to everybody, and literally everybody sticks around to listen to their stuff. Now, it's to say, like, to whoever's opinion, he always gives out his Instagram and be like, if you guys like it, whatever, but it's the actual trip around the club to have everybody know who you are, talk to you a little bit, get to know you, whatever, and it builds up a more of a
personal
instead
connection.
what's that word? Incentive of money connection.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like I'm gonna build a bond with you type
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, a man like Free Bison has an impeccable pitch. And a pitch.
What I'm trying to put at is like, will it build more of a camaraderie in the Miami group, having it that y'all do talk to each other? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
listen to my set, listen to your
Yeah.
set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it will. Yeah, most definitely. Because once again, you wouldn't have time to kind of come up with an excuse to not go support said person when you have an engaged full relationship with this person. You know what I mean? Like, a man like Free Bison has an impeccable pitch where, like you said, he goes around the club and speaks to all these artists, and it's like shows interest. You know what I mean? And will stick around and hear your shit. And no matter what, you're gonna hear him. You're gonna be like, yup, let's talk your shit. You know what I mean? Like, once again, going back to the Cola Ray performance, because that nigga was there too. I'm standing right next to him. We were standing right next to him. You know what I'm saying? He's showing that support.
Yeah.
And you can't, it's undeniable at that point. You know what I mean? You can't really deny that when you have someone who's willing to pitch an engaged full relationship over anything. You know what I mean? Like, y'all just met at an event. I don't know you don't know me. How you doing? My name is XYZ.
So what do you feel like artists need to bring down as a?
They need to get off their fucking pedestal out here and stop thinking they're better than everybody else. That's what they need to stop doing. Because that's what's making it awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't come up
I can think of like a few artists off the top of my head just by you saying that.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I can't come up to you because you think you're hot shit, and then when I come up to you and you talk to me out of pocket, you think I'm gonna want to stick around. You know what I'm saying? Feel like that's like a awkward borderline right there. And going back to the whole New York scene, niggas don't have time for that. Niggas really do not have time for that. They end up like seeing you face to face or whatever the deal may be, and being that it's New York and it's the people of New York, talk out of pocket, I dare you. That's the type of vibe you get out there. It's like, yo, I respect you, you respect me, don't go out of line. Stay in line.
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
Something that I heard about, like, going off, if you treat others like the way to kind of downplay the fear or downplay the, I'm gonna talk to you like you are me. Everybody in this room is me, so I'm not gonna disrespect you, because if I disrespect you, I'm disrespecting myself.
Yourself.
Type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if only that would be more of a common mentality,
Right.
that would make it so much easier for us to come up as a tribe or as a whole or as Miami.
I blame it on the weed and alcohol.
Why?
I blame it on I don't know, people sometimes mentally they're not there when they're at an event. You know, niggas go to an event to drink, get high, watch a cool performance, go back home. You know what I mean? So when they're 3-4 shots deep in, a blunt and 2 in, and they crossfaded, you have more of a chance of hearing that person talking out of line to you. Just because they slurred and they're gonna blame it on, damn, yo, I'm fucked up. It's all cool though. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I kind of blame it a little bit on that, but I also blame it on how they were brought up. How the fuck were you? How the fuck were you brought up? Did you not have said morals? You know what I mean?
I guess entertainment goes a little bit too far at this sense.
Once again, it gets into people's fucking heads, and niggas need to get off their pedestal and stop acting like they're hot shit when you're basing your success off of the amount of followers instead of the amount of income you're gaining from your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck do you think you are?
You don't got
You
a
know what I
network
mean?
to go to a networking event.
Right.
Like,
Why do you think
backwards.
Why do you think big people in the industry rarely have any time to speak to your average everyday person? It's because the one thing they're gonna hear from that person is either give me a handout or I got this opportunity or whatever the deal may be. Something optimistic. And just because you have an attitude to pitch something optimistic to somebody that's big just because they're big doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it the right way, young fella.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, build an engageful relationship.
Right.
If you go up to a DJ Khaled the way Bison do, shit, you know what I mean? Who knows how far that shit will go? Because you're going up to him on an engageful relationship type of basis, as opposed to you being like, yo, listen to my shit.
He wouldn't be able to get. I think that wouldn't. Given his security, that wouldn't be possible. I feel.
I'm saying, let's put it in a scenario, because he's not always with his security. You know what I mean? all of these niggas do not have enough money to pay 24-hour security unless
feel like
you're
Khaled
really
does,
that.
though.
Well, a nigga like Khaled, yeah, of course.
Khaled
He's
at
got
7-Eleven?
the man's got businesses on businesses.
Didn't you
Finger licking
see
out here is
Gucci
popping.
at 7-Eleven?
I
I
still
saw
wanna-
Gucci and Khaled at 7-Eleven.
Words from Craig. He saw
Words from
Gucci.
Craig.
Gucci and Khaled.
I saw Fat Joe at Sprint.
Yeah, nice.
was beautiful. It was
Nice.
beautiful.
Nice.
I seen.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
pay my bill.
All
like,
I'm saying is that if you chill with Craig, there's a chance you're gonna see Khaled and
That's
Gucci
all.
at
That's all
7-Eleven.
we're saying. That's
So
all
now we're gonna have a segment called Chill with
Chill with
Craig.
Craig.
chill with Craig.
And we're just gonna film one audience member chilling with Craig.
It's beautiful.
Craig 11.
Best friend. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
Craig 11. You
And
heard?
Craig's just there.
Craig 11.
Yo, can we make that a segment?
Yo.
Beautiful.
He's-
Write it
he's-
down. Copyright
He's,
it. Thank you.
we're gonna chop
You
it up
gotta blur
between the
his
team.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
gotta blur
Showed
his
his
face.
face.
It's just gonna be a walking blur on the face, and
That's
nobody
facts.
sees him.
But yeah, I've seen Khaled and Ross and Montana all together at once in the same room, like at One Oak in New York, and they're not. It's not like they're traveling with security to the point where it's like, don't fucking touch me. You know what I'm saying? Once you're in the VIP section and they pull up, no one's gonna say shit to you. You're already in the VIP section, so you have an opportunity to either come up to the nigga opportunistic, or just vibe out, enjoy your time with him. Cool, yeah, it's a club, so you're not gonna. That's not the time and place for you to be talking to somebody and be like,
Right.
"Yo, listen to my shit," or "Hey, man, how you doing?"
Right.
So
Money.
let me ask you, how much time do you wait before you try to make the transition from a friendship to a business relationship?
When the time is right,
So when do you dictate the time is right?
when somebody shows interest in your business.
Give me an example.
So when somebody asks me about my music and is like, yo, the only reason why I asked about your business is because, I do XYZ and this could probably help your shit out. So what's up? At that point, it's like, all right, cool. There's just certain ways to read a room to be like,
Definitely.
you know what I mean? To understand and be like, you know what? This cat's showing interest.
Yeah.
Let me just give him a little pitch, see if he bites. And if he bites, then you build from that.
Gotcha.
You build from that, and you never, ever, ever, ever mix personal with business. Ever.
You're
bro.
talking about like sexually?
No. Whoa. Yeah, that's
That
one
was
example.
sexually?
That's
Talking
one
about, like,
Why you
example.
put it like that, bro?
Look at Craig.
You talking about coitus?
Laughter from Craig. Laughter
You
from
talking
Craig.
about coitus? You talking about sex?
Coitus?
No, that's one example, obviously. But I just mean, being like, oh wow, you're like trying to manipulate somebody based off of
Your
your
friendship.
friendship. You know what I
Guilt
mean?
trip.
Like guilt trip somebody to do a business move with you,
Yeah,
just
no.
because of the friendship or relationship y'all have.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a recipe for bad. Yeah, at that point you fucking reaching.
There was
Dang.
a story, I believe, the game told about Nipsey saying that he pulled up and gave him his CD or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that they like gradually became friends, but it all started from that one interaction.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and
You know?
at that point, business is gonna fucking move on, because if the game is listening to Nipsey Hussle's tape and he finds it fucking fire, the next time he sees Nipsey, he's like, "Yo, I fuck with your shit. Let's work."
right.
At that point, it's not only just a friendship you're dealing with. You're actually dealing more of a business relationship, and you're basing it off that more so that than personal shit. You know what I mean? You're basing it more off the music than off of a personal relationship y'all two ever even have.
Do you guys have a hard time differentiating the artist from the music? For example, Kanye West supporting Trump and listening to Kanye West music.
That's a great question.
Yes.
That's a damn good
It is
question.
extremely hard.
Very
That's what
hard.
she said.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, get the "that's what she said" counter going
Come on,
on.
Craig. High five,
Yeah.
Craig.
Done.
We need one.
I'm done. Yep.
I retire.
We need a that's what she
Deuces.
said counter.
Damn. I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry. I saw the moment.
Very hard.
hard.
But you seized it. Like
Very hard to
Eminem.
differentiate.
Like seize the moment.
Seize the moment. I
Seize the
watched too much
moment.
of The Office
Yeah.
for me not to take
Yeah,
that.
no,
You know
no.
what
What
I'm
was
saying?
that
It happens.
fire? Oh, Eminem and
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. That song was fire.
Oh,
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Fuego.
But the question was, and you were about to answer,
I
can
don't
you
remember.
All right, Kanye
Are
West?
you able?
Yeah.
Is it difficult for you guys to
Yes.
differentiate the artist from the music?
Yes.
Elaborate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Elaborate.
It's like were you always this fucking Trump supporty in 808s? Were you always having this mindset back then? Like, were you always what changed? Who hurt you? Like, can we, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
Especially in hip hop.
Especially in hip hop. Especially when, like, after, what did he say?
George Bush doesn't care about black people. Come on.
I'm just
iconic. Iconic.
And then for him to jump and being like, black people don't have no culture. I'm like, what is going? Whose side are you?
Slavery was a choice.
Excuse me?
You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
And then jump on Jesus is King, make a whole Jesus album. Well, I'm not going to stop anybody from whatever decisions they make spiritually. Yeah. But my mans, you can't trademark Sunday service. That's already been trademarked.
He is
after
making a grip off of that.
Yo, what? He's charging $45 per person to join his Sunday service.
Stop.
$45.
$45? Is that every Sunday service?
I don't know if it's every Sunday
or it's
service.
A membership.
I saw a recent report that said such
He's like,
God,
I need my ofrendas. You guys have to give it to me monthly
before I play
the
anything.
Service.
I need my fee.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That shit is crazy.
No, but
there's a fine line, bro.
Give me $45.
Yo, that's a fine fucking line,
in the name of God, we accept Venmo.
You mix a religion and bread, which is said to be the root of all evil.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's hard.
At the same time, though, you feel me? Like, I guess maybe he's just not doing concerts anymore. Like his
I think those are the shows he's doing.
So that's his show. So he has to get paid.
He's got to.
I feel it.
Okay, but
that's his show.
But,
that's his decision.
Yeah, you're right.
That was his choice.
And you know what, bro?
You're right.
The way to make the biggest amount of cake in this business is through fucking touring and shows, bro.
Yeah.
So when you're not touring and doing shows, you're not touring and doing Sunday service.
Maybe even
and now you're getting two pockets. You're getting the Kanye West group and the church followers. And those they pull out. They stop it.
It's funny, yo, because my mother, my mother who has never.
We
had to hold it back.
My mom's who has never listened to Kanye West, right?
Is listening to her church.
No. I get y'all story. My mother, who has never listened to Kanye West a day in her life, no 808s or heartbreaks, no graduation, none of that, right?
Registration,
none of that,
nada,
not a fucking thing. Came up to me the other day. She's like, "You see Kanye West's music?" I'm like, "Wait, what? Who'd you say?" She goes, "Kanye West." I'm like, "Mom, please." She's like, "No, I am shocked. I am shocked. He has turned to the Lord." I'm like, this is exactly what he's trying to do.
See, he has them in his pocket.
But that's and it's so fucked up to see. Like, it's one thing for me to see it in the public. It's another to see it in my household, bro. You know,
he has the Señorita Laura audience right there. He has the Caso Cerrado audience right there.
The Ana Polos.
Come on,
the Ana Polos, man.
Have you ever realized?
Caso Cerrado.
Oh my God.
No me importa tu raza.
Whenever anybody wants to like really go into politics, they bring up that whole church and ceremony and God and stuff like that. Like, this is the way. Like, if you go into Donald Trump's tweets, you're gonna see a few tweets like that. So I'm thinking like this is all. That's why I always think it's so promo.
Yeah. Well, I do
because it was like in the right time.
Yeah,
I do think church and state should be separate, though.
I believe that as so, but that's not how it's been.
It's not, and I'll tell you why. And I'm actually interested to get your opinion on this.
Let's do it.
What do you think about that?
About church and state? Yeah, God shouldn't be politicized. It's not politics.
I agree,
it's God.
There's a documentary on, and it honestly exploits this perfectly. And it's called Hail Satan ?
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hail Satan?
Yeah, exactly. And
you put a question mark on anything, and it's just interesting. Like, how's your name?
And what's it called? And it's actually pretty interesting because it's about the quote unquote church or temple or whatever the case of it's basically the Satanists.
Yeah.
The Church of Satan.
Okay.
And their argument is that if church and state are not separate, because they would have these this huge statue of the Ten Commandments by the Capitol House, I forgot in what state, and so they were trying to erect a
moment. You didn't seize it.
It's like every time it comes, it's just.
I love it. One catch. It's like he knows what he's about to say. Erect.
One day Craig is gonna say that's what she said, and I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose it.
They were trying to erect a statue of Lucifer next to the Ten Commandments.
What?
Because their argument is, well, if church and state aren't separate, you can't say one religion is right or wrong. And so they were trying to hide it behind the facade of like it being a religion. Mm-hmm. And so obviously they didn't want this the headlines of them actually being able to do it. So what a lot of the counties did is that they would take down the statue of the Ten Commandments to not appeal to not make anybody happy, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was their end goal too. Like the Satanists, I'm pretty sure like, oh well, we can't show God too much, so let's take it down. I mean, because they knew that they were going to put up a devil statue.
They were not.
So they're like, all right, well, the next best thing is for them to take down that. You know what I'm saying? That's their end goal. It is what it is. I mean,
of course. What's your take on this, Rayvyn?
All right, so here's my
holy
thing.
water.
First of all, and no offense to any type of religion at all. First of all, I really just something about church has turned me off. In a way that I never thought I'd be turned off. And what I mean by that,
church or organized religion, or
both.
I mean, they can both. Yeah,
both, because organized religion comes from the house, and church, the awkwardness I get from church doesn't come from the house, comes from the people that walk in the house. You know what I mean? And people, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I can get somebody to agree with me on this or whatever the deal may be, but I feel like most people who end up going to church, they end up going to church to, yes, clean themselves and walk into the house of God and feel blessed, but those are the same type of people who are quick to judge, quick to sin, quick to, you know what I mean, doing X, Y, Z, and just to kind of clear their minds, they go to church and then they walk out and it's like, what the fuck did you learn if you're not implementing it in your everyday life? You know what I'm saying? The reason why I got turned off, there was just one time, and it was the last time that I ended up going to church. I won't name the church or whatever the deal may be, but I ended up going and I ended up expressing myself about the music or whatever the deal may be. And there were just so many questions that were raised, and it was kind of like shots being taken at me. Like, oh, why do you
doing
choose
confession or
no? This is just me talking about my music or whatever the deal may be.
I understand.
And there's people who are in there that are like, oh, well, why don't you do Christian music?
Yeah.
And it's like, I would do Christian music. Don't get me wrong, but I know myself. I know that when I speak passionately, I may say a fuck, a shit, or a you know what I mean, something that just naturally would just come out, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't consider my music Christian music, and also I want to make something that's relatable to everybody, even the ones who aren't saved. I want to save them too.
Ooh,
I got.
You know what I mean? So how can I do that? How can I do that and express myself in the ambience of a room that's already quick to question or quick to judge or quick to second guess, like my motives? Although yes, nobody knows everybody's true intentions. I wouldn't want to be around a room that's quick to be like, but why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, you don't get it. You just don't take your time to get it. And that's cool. You know,
Mr. Ill-logicz.
What's up, man?
What's your take on this?
All right, well,
Unpackage it for us.
all right, so I mean, in our reality though, like it sucks. It really does suck that the people, you know, the people most of the time, you know, you hear that story, and I've had my same situation where it's like you go to church to kind of like find yourself or build a relationship or find a community in which you feel accepted, and you know, these are the same people who teach you how to judge and teach you how to do this. So it really sucks. You know, obviously that's not the way Jesus would have wanted it at all.
Right.
You know, it's not true to his word and what he stands for. And, you know, it sucks, and you're gonna find it in every church. You're gonna find your people who judge and shit, because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect,
Right.
Yeah.
including, and that's something that people put Christians or Catholics or just people in that go to church, they put them to a statue. It's like, oh, well, you have to be perfect because you're going
gotta be
there.
like this
So
because-
if I go there and you do something bad, it's the church's fault. And it's like,
As soon as you even say that, oh, I go to church, oh, you automatically
oh,
put it
wait,
to
you go to church, but I saw you drinking and smoking. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
duh.
yeah, yeah.
And first, I want to put that out there, like, because again, I did have my bad experience in church, but at the same time, those people are human too.
Yeah.
They don't, just because you go to church doesn't mean you're perfect. It's just at the end of the day, like, it's the importance is what your heart stands for. It's like, are you trying to build a relationship with God? Because that's where I'm at, and I still sin, bro. You
Yeah.
feel me? I still curse and I still mess up, and it's like, all right, nobody's perfect. You feel me? I'm not out here judging, but maybe where I lack, which is, cursing and I have a drink or two, they judge. You feel what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
I find it more productive.
Do you think he has a point when he says that you can basically go ahead and do whatever you want as long as you go in and be like, hey, my bad, and then you kind of go and repeat it, you rinse and repeat.
Craig said
I got
yes.
a comment for that real quick. You
words
can
are
only
great.
control your thoughts and your actions. Everything in the world is out of your control.
And I'm gonna grab the mic. Boom.
So, like, everybody, even in the Bible, it says, "Whoever sins first, cast the first stone."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When everybody was crucifying the prostitute, so it's like people in this, they're trying to. Religion is what killed Jesus Christ. Spirituality is what brought him back in 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
So, like,
Come on,
the
somebody.
religion is like whatever you want to follow, but your everyday living, your everyday basis, if what you're preaching or what you're saying is trying to bring people, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole, you are preaching, you
Right.
are spreading your word,
Right.
but let it be in a good grace.
Fact.
Don't spread this negativity.
Don't let it be in vain. Don't let it be in vain. And I don't know.
And Lecrae is a wonderful.
Lecrae, yeah, yo, shout out to Lecrae. That boy is serious. That boy is real.
So you can preach and speak. It's like whoever is here. Like, I've been to probably 3 churches prior as well, and terrible experience. But it was the people that made it that way.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what kind of turns me off a little bit about church. It's not the church per se. It's the
Right.
people that kind of come to church
And God is not in those 4 walls. God is wherever most people are present, speaking
Right.
in His name.
Right.
So at
Right.
the end of the day, if whatever that building does not resonate with you, that building, whatever with that building, go to the people. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go to that environment. Go to that energy. That's the best thing to like.
I'm just not a fan of when people shove it in your face.
Fact.
And try to throw
Throw it in your
basically-
face, kinda like,
throw it in
oh,
your face, or no, not only that, like maybe try to convert you or try to get you to.
don't force it.
It's
simple as that.
It's annoying. It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And
Annoying is an understatement. Okay,
Yeah.
because that's like.
Jehovah
But that's like,
Witnesses.
that happened to me. That happened to me the other day. I was at the beach and I was talking. I told you that I was having this shoot.
Okay.
And so
What happened at the beach?
no, I was having a photo shoot, whatever, chilling. We were packing up, leaving. We were having a conversation, and we had briefly mentioned something along the lines of maybe like a Sunday service, something like that. And then she had gone to her car. I was going to my car, and these people that were kind of like walking by us were parked next to me.
Yeah.
So I'm putting all my stuff in my car, and this guy has real Caucasian, like real, like think of the most Caucasian person you know.
Hi.
Multiply that by like 10.
Okay.
Right?
Shit.
Yeah.
From the mountains of Caucasus.
Yeah. So they were like, so they were from Michigan. They were telling me, and so he tries to like make small talk with me at first. Typical mustache, like it's just very
Was it
Caucasian.
curled?
Yeah, like a little bit, Like he had a long day at the beach with his family, so, and And he's making small talk. I was like, yeah. So you guys here down for the Super Bowl? He's like, no, we're here for vacation. I'm like, okay.
We're here for vacation.
Yeah. And then, and he said, and I quote, he's like, listen, man. And then I thought, like, he's taking out something. And I thought, like, oh, like, you know, slide through to Live tonight. You know, we're going to be turning up. He's like, he takes out a white piece of paper. He's like, oh, listen, have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior?
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's the pitch.
and at first I was like, all right, there's hidden cameras. I was like, I'm being fucked with right now.
I'm being punked.
Sure. I was like,
all right,
sure.
Ashton, you can come out now.
Because this guy looked, it's just like a movie. He looked like we're the Millers. Like he was like, it was just so over the top Caucasian, you know?
Yeah.
And nothing against my Caucasians out there, you know? Nothing against y'all. You know, we need the Cox sometimes.
Hey,
you know.
That's what she said.
Hey.
That was just straight. Like it was just frank. It was just
yeah. That's clearly what
she didn't have to say.
Clearly what she said.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior? And he hands me like a little white pamphlet and says, the gift of life is free or something like that. And I'm looking.
You have evangelist.
And then I didn't say anything, and he keeps on looking at me. He's like, well, do you believe in God? And I was like, I was still so like shocked. Yeah, from this whole interaction. And he's like, well, look around. How did everything get here? Oh, and I was like, and then he's like, well, you know what happened? Adam and Eve had to go and mess it all up for us.
What?
And I was like, yeah. And I was like I was still, he's like, oh, would you be interested in coming to church with us? And he's there with his whole family. And I'm just there like, yo, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna check you later, bro. But like, that's like, okay, if someone who was, a Satanist or someone who's what's it called? Atheist. That's like them going up to you and be like, oh, do you believe in Jesus? Don't. Like, you know.
Actually, there's this there was this video I saw. It's by Jubilee. It's on YouTube. And they kind of do a series where they sit down two completely like polar opposite groups of a certain situation. Kind of like what we're talking about here. Like they put a group of atheists and Christians and Catholics together. And what they do is they put them in certain lights. So like, oh, my atheists go to the left light. You know, my religious people go to the right light or whatever the deal may be. I think that's and then they start asking certain questions. And if you agree with the question, you come out of the light and you sit down in the middle. And if you don't agree, then you stay in your light and then you come in after and explain yourself. And I find that to be one of the most productive fucking like
I love
video
an open
series.
Conversation.
Yeah, no. Like you really see people's views and where their foundation was set and what they represent, you know, as morals or whatever the deal may be. Like they're and the statement that I wanted to make to Ill earlier was I find it more productive when you're seeking to better your relationship with God in isolation where it's just you and God. Yeah. Because I feel like there's just like, and once again going back to the whole church thing, I feel like there's just so much happening at the same time that it kind of kills the productivity of you having that connection with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Like, I mean, it's just like working out. When you isolate a workout and you focus just on one muscle, it's going to develop and grow a lot faster or stronger. Yep. And I mean, for sure, like building your relationship with God, which is, you know, I focus on relationship, not religion. You feel me? So that's what, you know, you build your relationship with God and you strengthen it like that, speaking one-on-one with him, you know. But at the same sense, though, like he does want you to have a community. Right. You feel me? Loneliness that's the work of the devil, and that's what they tell you. So it's like building that sense of community doesn't have to be in what we know what is a church. You feel me? Church in general is just a congregation of people that are coming together for one purpose.
So do you think you could work on your relationship with God by yourself without having
absolutely of course that's how you strengthen it.
I don't know. His approach was definitely off. But
Oh, what the guy?
yeah.
Hella.
Alright,
Hey, yo,
yeah.
So
yo, for
Yeah.
me,
it's
it
like
makes me want to run the other way.
He's
Yeah.
just
It
a
sounds
horrible
like a cult.
salesman.
It sounds like a cult at that point. Like
He
I
was
don't
just trying
want
to sell it. He was trying to sell it, and
sell it too tough. It's like how you were saying you're kind of forcing the shit upon people.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes them even more uncomfortable.
But
Exactly.
the only one good thing from that, because again, what he did was it's just stupid. It's like, yo,
Too
what,
deep.
what are you
And
trying?
in front
I
of your
don't know.
family.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody like. I like your approach.
But
Like,
his intention was, at the end of the day, it's good. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, his intentions are
obviously,
good.
you bringing somebody to church, it's not, I'm going to bring you to church so I can steal your money. No, it's like, yo, I'm going to bring you here because I believe that when we pass, we go to either, to heaven or hell,
Community.
and I want you to go to heaven. I don't, that's his intention.
Yeah.
He wants to
Yeah.
save you. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
But he went about it the wrong way. That's
for sure.
And the way I view about like building a relationship with God, it's kind of like the conversation we were having in your car. Like I want to say like about a week ago, we were having the same type of conversation, and the way. Well, Ill told me like the way that you would go on to speak about God is literally like yourself. Like, yo, what's up? What's going on? I'm grateful for you. I'm, just truly being yourself because God knows what He's created and what He's instilled in everybody's hearts or whatever the deal may be. So I kind of view it as like a conversation with my coach. Like right before I start my day, I talk to my coach. My coach motivates me. All right, cool. Go team. Bring these people to save.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
a lot of people think when you talk to God, you got thy Lord, thouest accept me as
right.
thyest.
Hey, boy, I'll
No,
bust out,
nigga.
boy, I'll bust out that Macbeth real quick.
What
boy.
thyest? Yeah, no.
Where
man, it's-
arteth thou when in need?
yeah, God has His relationship with you. All you do, you talk to Him normal, man. You don't gotta do thyest. Stand up, appreciate thyest. Those, no, what thy those and weest.
As long as it's coming from a genuine place in your heart, and you know damn well that you have a higher power looking out for you, that's, in my opinion, that's really what counts. Cause and I don't want to discredit bringing a community either, because that shit really empowers people.
It's absolutely important.
Really
it really
empowers
is. And
people,
unfortunately, we have the list goes on for people who have had bad experiences at church, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that the
Yeah.
people who judge are the ones that represent the church the hardest, and unfortunately that's just how it is. But
And I feel like that the same churches are the same people who go to these churches are the same people who lack the knowledge of knowing that the Holy Spirit, the feeling of the Holy Spirit doesn't only come from in the house of the Lord, yo.
Yeah.
That feeling can come from that Holy Spirit feeling can come from anything you do. You know what I mean?
It is said is when more or one is joined in my name, I am there.
There you go.
So-
There you go. Even through the power of fucking music, there's sometimes emotional records that I'm making that whether I'm alone or I have people there that kind of like get everybody on the same page. I don't know. It's kind of
Hey,
like,
this is Sunday. What's up?
you know what I mean?
somebody.
Hey, blessed thy people.
But I mean, it's
walk
not
amongst
again.
that
But at the same time, though, it's not all churches and not all people who go.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
There's a lot of churches out there and a lot of community of people who believe in God that try to push it to the best of their ability. And yes, again, everybody messes up. Everybody makes mistakes. So it's just about finding the right community, the right family. That's really what it is.
Yeah, definitely. I was also like researching about balancing within yourself. So like I'm trying to develop my chakra, guys, because my underactive chakras are off,
Yeah.
And it's like I noticed that it's a balance of two. I can call the higher frequency to definitely like what were you talking about? Like to give me that extra help, but definitely balance myself, like starting from the root chakra, which is like grounding yourself and going up from there. Because if you ain't balanced, man, your whole life is off.
Get your shit together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear about the Stanford prison experiment?
Elaborate.
So,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Never seen the movie.
That shit's crazy.
Live under a rock.
Actually, before I get into it, speaking about movies, thumbs up movie reviews from Craig. What we got today, brother? What we got?
Talk
What
to
we
me.
got?
Talk to me.
Singularity. Or what was the other one that we watched? Jupiter Ascending. That-
Jupiter Ascending. That shit
Thumbs up or
sounds
thumbs down?
familiar.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
all right. Thumbs
y'all,
up, yeah.
y'all see the movie poster on the screen? What is it? Jupiter Ascending,
That's
right?
what, Channing Tatum, something Tatum,
Channing
Something
Tatum
Tatum.
and the girl from fucking That 70s Show.
Oh, the brunette.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, yeah.
Jupiter Ascending. And
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
what? Craig is defying the odds because it has a solid 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
They don't understand it.
They don't get it. They don't understand the passion. They don't understand the passion.
Hey, what do you guys think about the movie Cats?
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it.
What is it?
Yo, Craig said.
What's their thing called? Jubilee Cats? What
Jubilee Cats.
I don't know what's their thing called.
I don't know. They definitely tried it though.
They definitely
man.
tried it. Yo, they got the greatest cast lineup.
Jellicle Cats. Jellicle Cats. It's a cult, by the way. It's a fucking cult.
What's a cult?
Jellicle Cats. Oh my gosh. What is it? Film Theory. It's a beautiful channel on YouTube. It breaks down like everything you
Film
can.
Theory, yeah.
Yeah. So Film Theory did a breakdown of Jellicle Cats and how there's like 8 stages for a cult.
Yeah.
And these niggas are a cult.
They went through all the 8 stages.
It's 8 fucking, like, the main Jellicle cat apparently says they live 99 years, but nobody's supposed to know their afterlife. So how the fuck does she know that she lived 99 years? And then there was one Jellicle cat that was out. So it's about stray cats pretty much. And then the girl went into this thing. They, like, everybody lives their own lives, and one was outcasted. And the way that they ascend to the future is they go on this air balloon and go off. So she was outcasted, but the way she was back in is by sending her off. So it's like they killed her.
Damn.
What the? Yo, this is fucked up. This
And then they entered the stray cat and made her seem like, oh, now you're in it now. Dee-dee-dee.
You heard the sound effects?
Stanford Prison Experiment.
Yes.
It was in 1971. It was actually they did it. It was an actual study that they did in Stanford, but they also made a film in 2015 about it, which I highly recommend. They ran a controversial psychology experiment in which college students pretended to be either prisoners or guards, but it got out of hand. So basically, one day they walked into the study, they conducted an extensive search for these students that would participate. And basically, when they came into the study, I believe it was randomly, they selected, I could be wrong about this, 8 and 8 or 4 and 4.
No, 8. I think it was
8 and 8. Yeah. Guards and prisoners. So if we walked into the room, we're chilling, like nobody's better than anybody, whatever the fuck. But for whatever the case, Craig is a guard, you're a prisoner. You're a guard, I'm a prisoner, and you're a prisoner. For whatever reason, I think it was because people that had blue eyes, something like that. They tried to make it a point on racism, and then these were regular students. You know, these were not actual adults. These were regular students that, you know, I mean,
straight out of college.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably still in college in 1970. I mean, they weren't playing video games, but they were, you know, just regular fucking kids. And over the length of this experiment, they would get aggressive and far more aggressive and more aggressive, and slowly everything would escalate. Like they would, I think at one point they made the prisoners like take off their clothes, like just get down to the underwear. They would hit them.
The guards?
The guards that were just their fucking peers.
That's wild.
And just the mental aspect of having a little bit of power for a little bit of time.
Power trip.
Exactly.
Power trip.
And they actually had to cut the experiment short.
Did someone die?
Nobody, I don't believe anybody died, but I mean, these were like people were fucked up psychologically. And
the prisoners tried to bar, like, that way the guards wouldn't come in.
Yeah, they tried to like cover the door so the guards wouldn't come in, and it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. You know, if you got a little bit of time to kill late at night, you're doing that Wikipedia fact searching, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go on and do that. You'll definitely have a grand old time after hitting that CBD. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any sort of video, any sort of project that you need to be done, to be edited, to be a masterpiece. There's only one person, one name in the game, and that's my main man, Tom J. Moore. You see the info on
Shout
the
out to
screen.
Tommy.
Shout out to Tommy.
Fucking Tommy.
Hit him up. Hit him up. He's gonna do you right.
That's what she said.
Come on. And, you know, Rayvyn, I want to thank you so much for coming in today. I want to thank
y'all
you
for having me.
for being a wonderful guest, bestowing knowledge upon us through a various amount of different subjects.
I want to thank y'all. By the way, I just want to take a quick moment. You see these people that are here right now that are hosting? They're the ones that made this shit happen, including Craig. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Craig.
Because had it not been for all of these people in this room keeping up the grind for this long, this interview would have never happened. I would never have been here. I wouldn't be at where I am right now in my career. And, you know, I just want to take the time to thank all of you guys. Seriously.
Thank you, brother.
Y'all are real ones.
Thank you.
Aly Da Alien. Hey,
You got any projects, any plugs you want to give for the people?
So many. So fucking many.
Do your
All
thing.
right.
Do your thing, brother.
So I want to shout out, first of all, Good Brother Music Group. Shout out to their merch. I want to shout out
Oh, it's always fire though.
thank you, man. Oh, man. Drip.
The logo is fire.
Yeah,
I told you that from the beginning.
Thank you. Wait till you see this whole Rayvyn shit I got going on. I want to give a big shout out to Paul Andrew, the engineer. I want to give a shout out to everybody that has ever implemented any piece of energy into any of my music. Sorry about that. I want to give y'all a shout out. I got a lot of new music coming on the way. Expect the project around the summertime. Maybe not. Maybe I just decide to fucking switch a date. Maybe it'd be tomorrow. Who knows? You know what I mean? But yeah, we have a lot of great things coming. And one more time, I just want to give a shout out to Midnight in Miami. They're the shit.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
I know if y'all ever want to pull up to Asylum Studios, we got studio time and both the chamber and the isolation room. We have a merch shop over here at the McZen Fam Shop, which is also the studio you're seeing us in right now. Can I get an amen? You know what I mean? And yeah, this is a house full of creatives, you know, and I feel at home. I mean, I'm blessed.
You are at home, brother. Aly, you got anything for the people?
Yes, I actually wanna.
Jellicle cats.
That's not, yeah. I had to look it up real quick. Damn, you guys put me on the spot. Logic.
No worries.
All right. Y'all, if you haven't already checked out my album Vice, check it out. It's amazing. Make sure to check out Rayvyn's music. He has it on all platforms as well.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Make sure y'all subscribe and like and do everything you have to do to stay connected with Midnight in Miami.
Yo.
And that's
ladies and gentlemen, if you got, you know what I'm saying, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
Come
what
on,
are you
man.
doing? Like, what's happening? What are you doing? You're watching. You tune in every week. You might as well get the motherfucking notification.
And if you don't subscribe, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing, huh? Oh,
right.
One more shout out. Well, no, not really shout out. Check out ill-logicz album, like real shit. You're gonna hear a lot of great music. Also,
we got some videos coming out soon.
Hell
It'll be fire.
Visuals are gonna be
God
crazy.
willing, yes.
Also, check out A Letter to Hip Hop mixtape.
Please do.
The foundation, like the cover art was done in this very famous table at that very famous corner with this very famous sign. You know what I mean? You're literally seeing where the cover art happened, y'all. Pages 1 through 5. I give y'all the story of how this whole thing started, my experience with New York, and me coming back, y'all. Like real shit. Back to Aly Da Alien.
All right, so we went to a show this weekend and we saw Hazel Mulan perform.
Shout out
somebody.
Hazel. Shout out Hazel.
Yeah.
Hello.
So she was very dope. I just want to shout her out. It's
Dope.
Hazel Mulan, HazelMulan.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, yo.
For sure. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, as always, check us out Thursday at midnight. Check us out on YouTube, subscribe, check us out on Spotify, follow us, Instagram, all that good stuff. We will see you next Thursday at midnight. As always, Midnight in Miami. Thank you.
Podcast.
See ya.
Feels like it's midnight.